What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Welcome to the OBF, the network. People, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, so you guys get the live streams when we go live. People, and if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel. People, we highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channels down there strolling below. Um, Make sure you guys hit the like button, share the videos, man. Help us keep pushing the movement, man. Anyway, people, let's just jump right into it, people. I'm a little tired this, you might say this evening, some morning, but this evening for me. Still got shit to do. I've been spring cleaning around the house and shit, so I'm a little exhausted. But still got to put out some content, people. Okay. Let's just jump right into it, man. Megyn Kelly decides to give her stupid ass opinion on this Trump trial that's going on in New York. And we're going to break down some things about his trial in a minute. But, you know, she had this crazy ass take on this with two other, and I'm being, and I'm not trying to offend people that actually have mental illnesses or just, you know, have disabilities. This is no way in shape I'm trying to offend those people that actually really truly have real problems, right? And they really have to cope with their disability and take medicine and whatever, right? These people are mentally retarded and stupid and live in this weird ass fantasy land of how, for some odd reason, they think how shit works. And it's weird to me because these people are supposed to be some of the best and the brightest of America, right? These supposed to be the people that went to college, got good grades, got degrees, very accomplished in their fields, but they're not that goddamn bright, or they're just a little off mentally because they live in some weird fantasy land. And so the shit that you about to hear with these people in Megyn Kelly is like the most ridiculous shit ever. But we gonna break it down, people. Damn, my body hurt. But let's get into it.
Done with Debt analyzes all the debt options that you qualify for. They know how to reduce your bills and how to cut those interest rates. Their skilled staff of negotiators, they know how to get debt out of your life permanently, without bankruptcy, and without a loan. Done with Debt has experts who can share with you strategies for eliminating your debt. But you do need to hurry because some debt solutions are time sensitive. They may go away. So here's how easy they make it for you to check things out. Go to donewithdebt.com. You can remember that. Done with.
It's public.
Go back. I gotta skip some of that bullshit.
You know, you really need to use your discretion about what you're reporting. You're releasing too much information.
I'm trying to get the skip, people. Give me a
Welcome back, guys. Great to have you.
Great to be with you, man.
Okay, do you believe this? Just to kick it off, the judge admonishing the media about reporting too many details about these jurors. They're not reporting names. They're reporting things like general age, what level of college education, what newspapers or news feeds they follow, and employers. That's what they're reporting. And family status. Are they married? Do they have kids? This is all fair game. And now the judge is telling the media they're not allowed to report employers anymore. And you know what? This is all a level of
time out. First of all, people, number one, when you are in a somewhat of a celebrity these jurors are in somewhat of a celebrity, famous, very recognizable figure trial, right? You want you want the details of these jurors very, very, how can I put this? You don't want the media. If the media, listen, if the judge, let's just do this. If the judge wanted these jurors information to be public, right? Or what's going on in that court so public, right? He would have put it, he would have basically had cameras in the courtroom. But he chose not to because he understands the situation of how big of a celebrity that Donald Trump is, how big of a figure he is. So that's part of it, right? And we all know that Trump likes to intimidate people, bully basically, to try to get public opinion or his crazy fan base to harass prosecutors, judges' families, the prosecutor's family, the jurors, shit like that. He does shit like that because he is a fucking criminal. He doesn't think like a rational human being. He's okay with bringing harm to people. So for Megyn Kelly to sit up here and get mad at the judge because the judge is like, hey, you media people, y'all got to stop this shit. We live in a time. The time is different. Fuck if it's fair or not. We live in a time right now where people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs out here in this internet universe, right? That people are exactly, and I don't get the weird shit about this, but they actually look up to somebody and they're willing to go out and commit crimes them fucking selves to protect a motherfucker like Trump or anybody, right? You can't sit there. Listen, let me just explain something to Megyn Kelly. See, this whole notion that these people, this is why I tell them, it's when it comes to these Republican right-wing people, you lost your humanity. Because, and you're a hypocrite. Because if motherfuckers was doing this to you, and you probably get death threats and shit like that, but you rarely see people that threaten right-wingers actually go and commit crimes. It's very rare. But right-wingers, people that's in this cult of right-wing shit, have lost their fucking mind. And they will go, and it's been proven, the data shows that these people will go out to commit crimes, and God forbid these people die, that they're going out to do stuff to. So this whole notion that Megyn Kelly just sitting here, you know, ain't nobody give out their name. It is very easy if you put a face on somebody. You don't know if it's a Trump supporter type of reporter that goes, and it's most likely in the courtroom, right? You got sketch artists that's sketching these people's faces, getting this information. A lot of shit get leaked now. It's very hard to keep shit as a hush-hush, like secret, right? It's very hard, right? And these people are going out to the media and putting these people information out, and it's not very hard to get people's information anymore. Find out where they live, who they are, who their spouts are. It's not hard to do that. That's why I don't understand the whole notion that I don't like that the FBI ain't locking a lot of motherfuckers up. Police, I don't understand. If anybody is out here sitting out here threatening people, they automatically should be arrested. On this internet shit, I'm dead serious about this shit has gone way too far. People have lost their lives because stupid people are out here threatening, and the law enforcement doesn't do anything about it. Let me tell y'all something. And then you get people scared. You get stories of old white people just delivering shit onto their property, a DoorDash person, a FedEx person, and they get shot at. and get murdered with a kid, or a bunch of young kids make a mistake and try to make a U-turn because they're going the wrong way, and motherfuckers just coming out shooting their guns because you're terrifying people. You're fear-mongering. You're getting these people all scared and riled up. So yes, Megyn Kelly, people like you in the media, like the rest of us, the so-called we doing media, right? We have to be very, very careful of putting people's information out. People, if I wanted to, I could find out where Megyn Kelly lived. I could put all her information out there. It's not hard. But will I do that? No, I won't do that. I'm not trying to intimidate Megyn Kelly. I am trying to get people to say, listen, this bitch has lost her mind. She is not right. You should not be listening to her. She's a danger to society. My honest opinion. But I'm not putting her family information out there. I'm not doing all this information of trying to find out where her peoples live and put it all on the internet and shit like that. That shit is dangerous. And Megyn Kelly, you don't like it when it happens to you. Why are you okay with your side doing it? Just because one side does it doesn't mean that it's okay for me to do it. See, this is where we are a difference at right-wingers. And anybody that do shit like this. I have humanity. She have kids. She have a husband. I don't know what her husband's political stand is. I can only assume because he's with her. But her kids, they're kids. Why you want to take away, regardless how despicable Megyn Kelly is, why would I want to rile up some people on the internet to go and harm and harass Megyn Kelly, or something even worse, of her getting killed? And then now her kids doesn't have a mother. Tell me how that make any sense. Because politically, or as a human being, we disagree. Come on, man. Just wanted to put that out there because it's just annoying to hear people like Megyn Kelly act like this is no big deal. It is a big deal. It's a fucking trial. It's a high, I'm not gonna say high risk, but it's a big ass trial. It's a very big trial. Because Trump is a celebrity. Because he's a high profile person that's being accused of a crime. It's a very listen, Trump can actually go to jail for this shit. Let's move on. Regardless if you think he's innocent or not. The man is getting charged with criminal. Listen, let's just move on. Let's move on, man.
A level of anonymity that your average juror doesn't get anyway. These are public proceedings. This judge, I think, has gone too far, and he's basically trying to shape.
For Megyn Kelly. Because the juror may not understand all the legal bullshit, right? Doesn't mean what you're saying makes sense. We're talking about people's safety here, their family's safety. We're not talking about if they know more, if they're more intelligent, they know more about the law or the process of how this shit works more than you. That got nothing to do with it, bitch. Bitch, I know about some of the law more than a lot of people. Do I know all the its and ands about how all the process of legal shit works? No. But that doesn't mean that I don't understand that my life can be in danger. And let me just explain something to you, Megyn Kelly. Since you want to be acting like a little bitch right now, let me say something to you. They did not choose to be on that jury. They didn't choose. Those people that woke up that day had jury duty, because I just finished doing jury duty, okay? last Friday. Listen, nobody wants to go and be on no fucking jury. Now, it may be a couple of people that get a kick out of that shit, and that's probably about 5%. But 95% of regular American people do not give a fuck about, they don't want to go to jury duty. They do not want to be a part of a fucking trial, regardless if it's big, small, or little. It doesn't matter. Nobody wants to be on a jury, bitch. It's if you're an American citizen and you ain't got these records or whatever, it's your duty as an American citizen. That's what that is. But don't nobody wants to be on no jury. Don't act like oh my God, they want to be on this jury. Bringing up conspiracy theories. Nobody wants to be on a jury. No, I mean, nobody wants to be on no jury. Be a part of that shit. And you have no respect for jurors. Like, this is what I'm saying. These are the people that's supposed to be so-called patriots and citizens. No, I'm sorry, patriots and excuse me, the freedom of people and the rights of people and their duties as an American. These are supposed to be the type of people like that. But you criticize the same people that you pretend that everybody should be. They're doing their duty. They don't want to be there, but they're there because it's their duty. Nobody wants to be on no jury, no trial. They don't want to be a juror. I'm telling you that now from experience and from people that you have talked to that went to jury duty, have been on trials. They don't want to be there. People ain't like you, Megyn Kelly. People like you. Nobody wants to be on make a mistake as a juror that sends an innocent person to jail. Maybe you don't give a fuck about that, but a lot of people don't want to be a part of that. Let's move on.
Trying to shame the media, saying, come on, guys. He's like, come on. You really need to use your discretion about what you're reporting. You're releasing too much information. This is a free and open court.
I mean, Megyn, 1 minute you pretend that you ain't a part of the media. You criticize the mainstream media. And then now you're defending the mainstream media. Make your mind up. Are you a part of the media or you're not? Listen, is it good journalists and good media out there? Yes. Is it bad? Yes. Media? Yes. She's a part of the bad media. But you can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, the media always making something bigger than what it really is. But then you get mad at the judge because the judge is saying, hey, listen, media, understand you're putting these people's lives in danger. Calm down and putting their information out. Because if this is you, and usually a lot of journalists get death threats and media get death threats and shit. So you know how that is. So why are you doing these type of things? That's all the judge is saying. He ain't saying nothing ridiculous, crazy. He ain't trying to. I don't even think he's really criticizing the media. He's just telling, hey, y'all calm down. I know y'all got a job to do, but y'all going too far with this shit. And media does that. Sometimes media could be like vultures. They want a story so bad, and it's their occupation and you understand it, but they want a story so bad that they cross lines or moral lines or shit of not having a humanity of putting shit out they shouldn't be doing. There's no integrity a lot of the times. That's all the judge is kind of really saying. He ain't criticizing the media. But now she a part of the media because she's the one doing the fuck shit that he's talking about, and now she's trying to defend the media. But then you'll hear sooner or later, get mad at the mainstream media.
Open court proceeding that the media is allowed to report what they want on, And the judge did not limit place of employment, so now he's regretting that. That's number one. And then I'll get to the second.
First of all, that is a lie. The media cannot put out certain things. So that's not a lie. That's a lie. She just admitted herself. I told you, listen to people. The judge made a mistake. He should have said the media shouldn't be able to put out this and that, this and that, this and that. He didn't do that because he assumed that the media will be responsible, but they're not. Okay, some of the media, right? So if the judge say you can't, as the media, put this shit out in public, and I find out you do it, I'm going to arrest your ass. So she's lying, saying, oh, they can put out whatever they want to put out. No, you can't. Let's move on.
The second juror and why he may be going, but let me start with you, Jim, because we haven't seen you in a long time. Hello, welcome, good to see you. What do you make of it?
Good to see you, Megyn. Well, all of these things are being discussed out loud in court, correct?
Yes.
Like when the jurors
Yes.
are being questioned. So this is all part of the official transcript, which is all, everything in a court transcript is public, open to the public. Occasionally, you'll find a judge who will, bar something from public, discourse because of, national security purposes or,
No. If you're listen, he just admitted it. He just basically told her that she is wrong. So I was right about exactly what I said. The judge, if he wanted to, he can say, you can't, as the media, put this shit out. I'm allow you in here, but these are the things that you cannot put out. And the media has to respect that by law. And it doesn't matter what type of fucking trial it is. If it's a high price, it's a high celebrity, type of trial, or if it's a, regular trial, regular folks. The judge can make these decisions. He made a mistake because he assumed that some of these people would do the right thing. My honest opinion, I think the judge made a mistake because he didn't understand that we live in a very politicized time now in the country where the internet is big and we got crazies out here. I don't think that he thinks, you get what I mean? Some people can live in la la land, even this judge. He can live in this bubble because he's just assuming that he deal with criminals all the time, do crazy shit. I don't know why he ain't assumed that it ain't gonna be nut jobs out here and how much of a threat Donald Trump is with his rhetoric. Mind you, he is a dude that sparked the insurrection regardless of what political side or what you think about Trump. He did that. He helped do that. So you don't think he say certain shit, or the right-wing media is gonna say some shit and spark get these people riled up to where they may go out and do some dumb shit? It's already been proven. So that's where the judge fucked up at. This man is who he is. And I know the judge is trying to be fair, but listen, you can be fair and careful and realize of how much of a danger this man is. People, prime example. Let me explain something to y'all. When real criminals, like real big criminals, like the criminal shit, they big drug dealers or whatever. Let me explain something to y'all. And the judge knows this, right? He says he has to know. A lot of judges know this. If that criminal is known for doing violence and committing certain things, and the judge knows this, right? And the judge find out, because judges put gag orders all the time. They act like this is unusual. It's not. Gag orders on people, telling Defendants, you better not have any contact. You better not be out here threatening and talking about these people. These are things that the judge can do. A judge do know about the defendant. He know these things about this person. So you have to be cautious about what what this person can and can't do. This ain't unusual shit. They trying to act like, oh, it's because it's Trump. They doing this to Trump. No, they have done this shit over and over again to like criminals that really get busy, that's violent themselves, send hits out on people. Stop. Let's just move on, man.
Or, if there was some sort of reason where if you were mentioning someone, Salman Rushdie's home address would be the sort of thing I could understand a judge saying,
Yes.
no, you should not be putting that out into the public domain. But all of this...
Sir, please stop. This ain't back in the 90s, in the 80s and shit like that. We are in the 2024 era. All somebody have to do, and it's crazy, right? But all somebody got to do is put certain information out. You can find shit. It's not hard. That's what a judge made the mistake at. These people pretending that we don't live in social media era. It's not hard to find people information. That's why I always tell people, the whole notion because I don't like something and I don't like somebody, I'm not trying to put people information out there, drop their address and shit. I don't want nothing bad to happen to nobody because I feel unjust or whatever it may be. Mind you, these are the same people that tells you that they want to keep Americans safe. But you're just sitting there pretending like none of this shit exists. Like you're sitting there pretending like if you put certain information out there, it ain't crazies out here that's going to put people's lives in danger because they believe in something. And they could be totally wrong, but it doesn't matter. I just don't understand. I don't even understand. Listen, I told y'all, this ain't even a young thing. These are grown-ass older people sitting there pretending they don't know what's going on. They don't know how the world works. They act like we don't live amongst... Listen, the most craziest motherfuckers in the world, believe it or not, is Americans. We are the most delusional, crazy motherfuckers in the world. Because we have so much hypocrisy in what the fuck we say we believe in, but we do the opposite of it. We make all the excuses for the crazies. Like if you go to other countries and shit, if you got like a terrorist group or some shit like that, a lot of time if you dig deep down of why they have turned into terrorists, it's a reason why. Like, it's a reason. You can say, I get it. It's wrong, but I get it. When you think about America terrorizing each other, you can't figure it. Listen, none of it makes sense. When we got hate groups and shit here, and they go out to hurt people, especially white supremacists, if you dig deep down on why they did it, none of it make any sense. It's never backed up with facts or some type of real emotional reason that you can get it. If you're a rational human being, you won't understand it because it doesn't make any sense. If you tell me something about a terrorist, a Muslim terrorist or something from another country, and they explain why they're doing what they're doing, you get it. You can get it. Doesn't mean that you agree and condone it, but you get it. But you get information, ask the white domestic terrorists why they do shit, it doesn't make no sense. And the first thing they always do when it comes to white terrorism, they say they was mentally ill. Okay, well, we can say the same thing about a Muslim terrorist. You want to be real? And people, don't get into, I'm not here to justify terrorism. I'm just saying, it is levels to this shit. When you hear, when I did research, I do the details. I detail this shit and I do my homework. When you see, when you hear and you find out about a Muslim terrorist, I guarantee you, 90% of it, you can understand why they did what they did. You may not agree with their actions or why they did it, but you know why. 100% of the times, you can't understand why white supremacists committing terrorism. Other than the white supremacists there say, well, you know, he was mentally ill. Okay, cool. Well, if that's the case, then when it comes to Muslim terrorists and shit, we can understand they was mentally ill too. They was traumatized and all that other shit too. I guarantee you that. But in America, we try to see it with the white domestic terrorists and acting like, oh, they was just mentally ill. A Muslim terrorist? Nah. They just evil people. And no, they don't bring up mentally, the person being mentally ill or nothing. They just was terrorists. They were just evil human beings. America's always got an excuse for our terrorism, our bad people. We always got an excuse for that shit, especially white folks. Motherfucker, Dylan Roof goes in the church and kill 9 black folks. That's terrorism, right? And people sit out here and say, oh, I can see where it come from. They trying to take away our heritage. How? That's why I said it's all breaking down. It didn't make no sense. Or they say, you know, he was mentally ill. He been through some things in his life as a kid. But if you notice, when Lil Ray go on a shooting spree, he just was evil. He was just evil. They ignore his trauma, how he was raised, and shit that he was dealing with. But come to white people, it's always an excuse for it. It's like the Donald Trump shit. They make all the excuses in the world. Okay. Mind you, if I'm the mainstream media, every time Trump supporters or people that represent Trump come on my show and I say, how can y'all defend a racist? And they say, he's not a racist. And I will break down his motherfucking, him and his daddy. He was with his daddy, and we know his daddy was a racist. He used to go to Klan rallies with bringing his sons. His sons, believe it or not. He got sued by the government for discriminating against black people. Is that not racism? Oh, because he let some rappers or some entertainers be around him and he hung around them and shook their hand. What that mean? Shit, I mean, you want to be real? You want to be real about it? Slave owners used to fuck black men and women. Was they not still racist? And slave owners? Yes. That means nothing if you just have some black. You can do racist. You could be a fucking racist, and if black people you could profit off of black people and being around them and get the star quality, which Trump did, doesn't mean that he ain't a fucking racist. When he already pulled off a racist act. I done seen video where this man has been there saying he doesn't trust an Indian with his money. That ain't racism to you. But they sit out here and defend this man. He not a racist. Never been racist to me. Listen, people. I've been around people that I assume it was they were suspect racist to me, never was racist to me. But I heard that they would say racist shit to others. But never was like that with me, because maybe I ain't the type of black person that'll put up with that bullshit. Maybe that racist knew that. All racists ain't full-blooded racists that's gonna come out and say, I hate niggers, I hate Jews, and I hate people that ain't, I'm about white power. I'm all about white shit. Every racist is not like that. Some racists are in the closet racist and bigots. It's a different, like I told you, it's a different with gay folks. Openly gay people, you will see them flaunt their shit. They will get out there and be feminine and shit like that. They will wear the dykey shit or whatever. They gon' let you know that they're gay, right? But then you got inner closet gay folks that will tell you, I ain't gay. But the whole time they in the closet gay. That's how racists are. Fuck. You will have people that are anti-gay. They don't like gay people, but they're indoors in private doing gay shit. We just seen it in Florida with one of the ladies lady that was a part of the Liberty Moms for Liberty bullshit, and she was on the school board. This bitch is a homosexual, and she's sitting out there passing bills going against her people that she in her own community, well, a community that she's supposed to be that she pretending she ain't a part of, but you're a part of that community. She's ashamed of being gay, but she has these gay tendencies. She's an inner closet gay person. God damn, this shit is not rocket scientist shit here, people. You don't have to go to college to know that shit. So somebody that don't go around calling black people niggers and shit like that doesn't mean they ain't racist.
Well, if you're talking about it in court, it's very odd to see a judge say, "Oh, we can talk about this here in a room full of reporters." And I imagine space is limited, but the public can sit in on trials almost all the time. But it can't be reported in a newspaper the next day. It can't be mentioned on television the next day, or radio, or a podcast, or something like that. That is a very fine distinction to make, and a very bizarre distinction to make. And I suppose if he'd said, you know what,
it's actually not bizarre. You racist piece of shit. It actually is not. People's safety, witnesses, their safety matters. That's bizarre. It's not bizarre. Let's move on, man.
If you say to someone works for IBM, well, that really doesn't narrow it down very much.
Exactly. This nurse worked at Memorial Sloan Kettering. You know how many nurses are at Memorial Sloan Kettering? It's like, okay, I'm sure some people.
Listen, see how delusional they are. If she says she works at a Pacific job, if a reporter that is a very good damn reporter, or an investigator, right? They get private investigators to go and figure out who this person is. They can find that. It's not hard to do it in this day and age. It's not. See, this is what I mean by they living in la la land. It's not hard to figure it out. You can give a few clues out. You can find out who a motherfucker is. If somebody really wants to find out who somebody is, they will find it. Just because some people are evil and fucked up as people doesn't mean that they ain't good at their job or good at what they do of investigating or finding out things. Shit, you have people on social media that ain't qualified, but you call them the internet detectives. These motherfuckers find out a lot of shit. The internet is easy to do. I mean, it's easy to find out people's information. It's not hard. Prime example. This is how easy it is. Say these jurors left, right? And if you are very good at your job, you get your private investigator or whatever, and you're investigating. When them jurors come out, you take a picture of all of them, and you can have your private investigator any fucking where to take pictures of these jurors. You can find out where they're coming out from, and then you got the little information about where they work, what they do for a living, their age, whatever. You can, if that investigator and that private investigator is good, he can find out. He can do his shit, and he can find that shit out in a day or two, if he's very good at his job. Find out who that juror is. It's not hard, people. It's not very. They acting like this shit is, it's not this big of a deal. It is a big deal. We don't live back in those times. It is different now. It's not hard to figure out who people are, where people live. None of that shit. Shit, it's probably easy to find out what people like to eat. Let's move on, man. This is what I mean by like these people have all this education, but no common sense. It's annoying to me. And then they sit here and pretend, like they on this different moral high ground than everybody else because they got all these degrees and they accomplished and all this other goofy shit. But the whole time, they're not that damn bright like they think they are. All that confidence, and you're not that damn bright. Because you don't use common sense. You don't understand reality or the world that people live in, because a lot of these motherfuckers live in a bubble. I told y'all, just because something happened to me doesn't mean it happens to other people, so you can't understand exactly what I'm going through. And that's vice versa. But if I'm a decent human being, a person that uses common sense, I can find somewhere where I can understand and relate. But these people are choosing not to. And that's what's fucking society up. But anyway, let's move on. Well, parts of what's fucking society up. Let's move on.
Some people had suspicions, but it doesn't mean it's this particular gal.
Now, if it's Bobby Joe's suspender shop and they only have 3 employees, well, then maybe it's a different story. Maybe that is a little bit narrow it down. But my guess is most jurors in Manhattan probably work for employers that have a decent amount, and just knowing their marital status, whether they have kids, general age and employer, isn't going to be enough to identify them. And I don't quite get what this judge is worried about.
See how they downplay shit? But the other part about it, I understand a little bit, because they only believe in science and technology when it benefits them. Because that's all this is. People, technology is very, very powerful in the world. Just not America. We have cameras everywhere. You can find people information, man. People are smart out here. They're downplaying people's intelligence too in America, regardless if they're good or bad. They downplay it because they live in this bubble. They up here, so they don't really understand what reality really is. See how he's downplaying it? You got a big company like that, you can't figure out who that person is. Listen, let me tell you something. Yes, you can. If it's a big company, she's a nurse or whatever. Listen, yes, you can. And you find out exactly where she worked, and then all you gotta do is find out who ain't working that day. It's very easy to find that out. That's not hard. That's not hard. Not in this day and times. No, maybe if this was about 15 years ago or some shit like that, maybe. Right? But in 2024, with the technology that we have, just the regular people have the technology that we have. Imagine with people that that have technology and have, investigators and people like that on a, at their disposal, at their disposable. They can do anything. People be thinking when you watch the movies about the CIA and all that other shit, acting like that shit is just, it's just make believe. No, they sit down with real CIA agents, the agency, and these movie people to learn exactly what they do. This shit ain't just a movie. This shit be happening in real life. A lot of this shit, go look at a lot of old movies, and they were telling you how technology was going to change the world. That shit has came true to this day. Technology is the most biggest thing in the world. And behind that is probably nukes. But other than that, technology is the biggest thing in the world. Everybody has it in the palm of their fucking hand. You can know any and everything damn near. That's why it's so, and then the bad part about that, you can get the truth very fastly, but then people can use the internet to give disinformation. What Megyn Kelly does, her platform. Technology is all what it is. This bitch don't gotta be, listen, think about it, people. That's why mainstream media is not as big as it used to be, right? I'm talking about like ratings and shit. Because people can do shit from home, do the same exact shit that the media does, the mainstream media does. They can get guesses, they can get people to come on their platform. Technology is big. It's not no little shit. Cause they live in this weird ass bubble that they live in. They're pretending like this shit ain't that big of a deal. It is. And people can use technology for the wrong reasons. You got people right now on the internet, people prostituting women, sex trafficking. That's how big technology is. Doing some of the worst crimes in the world, selling drugs on the internet. It's not hard. If you got smart criminals, it's not hard. They try to downplay technology. They're trying to downplay the time. Bitch, this ain't the OJ trial or some shit.
So now, Charles, we may be losing yet another juror, and the jury hasn't even officially been composed, seated, or sworn in yet. We need 12. Going to bed last night, we had 7. Now it appears we may have 5.
And I want y'all to understand something too, because this is another stupid narrative that they're trying to do and push. They're trying to act like it's not going to be, when they got juror selections, that it's not going to be biased jurors. As a rational human being, because I'm rational, right? Everybody's biased. Everybody. So it's going to be very, very hard to get a jury that's not going to be biased. It just is what it is. They pretend, oh my God, another jury going to leave, and because, they're being biased, and everybody, Megyn Kelly, your panel, everybody, me, myself, I'm biased. We are all biased because we are flawed human beings. See all that intelligence that she says they pretend that they have, they don't even use common sense anymore. Everybody is biased. But let's move on.
5. Technically, we have 6 still, but let me tell you about juror number 4. On this show, we discussed him yesterday. We weren't sure based on the reporting whether he was a Puerto Rican man or whether he was a different ethnicity and a different juror altogether. But
mind you, these are the same people that tell us race doesn't matter. We don't live in a racist country. And race is not that big of a deal. But the first thing she does is start talking about his race. You understand what I'm saying here? This is what I mean about biases. You can be biased. Megyn Kelly is even biased that this man is a Latino or whatever race he is. She's biased about that. Because you know why? Number one, she's white. Trump is white and he's a defendant. So it matters to her. So she's a little biased about it. I ain't gonna say a little. She is biased about it because he is Hispanic. I thought Trump was doing very well with the Hispanic community and the black community. So why they race matter? I thought y'all wasn't about race. The rest of us are race hustling. Remember? But you do the same shit. The same shit you accuse us of doing or others doing, right? That don't line up with your political preference, right? You doing the same shit. What does his race matters? Oh, and once again, to squash all that bullshit, we don't live in a racist country. His race shouldn't matter. Ain't that what you tell people? Ain't that what you tell your audience? Your cult following, Megyn Kelly, right wingers? Race don't matter. It's not a big issue. Oh, race matter now. When it's against somebody, now race matters because a situation comes up. Because they're different race, so they're biased because of the color of their skin. But when black and brown people tell you that, race ain't that big of a deal. You're race hustling. But now race matters. Think about that. Think about that. They got the token Negro to come out and talk about race America's not a racist country. And race is not that big of a deal in America. It's the left doing it. But this bitch came out and did the exact same shit that she accused the left of doing. She out here race hustling. Go look the definition up of race hustling. She's doing the same exact shit. The hypocrisy here is just mind-blowing for me. But let's move on.
But it is, in fact, a Puerto Rican grandfather who said, and we talked about this on the show yesterday, he found Trump mysterious and fascinating, which are themselves mysterious and fascinating terms. What does he mean? And now he may get dismissed because it appears he may
So that should let you know something. It had nothing to do with his race. It has nothing to do with his race, right? Because we're going off your narrative because you say race doesn't matter. So it's not got. So you bringing up his race doesn't matter about this. For him to sit there and say he think Trump is mysterious and whatever, you know, as a prosecutor, as a defense lawyer, fuck he mean? I don't know about that. But the crazy part about it is that at least he was honest. Like some people like Megyn Kelly. At least he was honest. Mysterious and intriguing or some shit like that, I think he said. But at least he was honest. Don't you want honest people to be honest? You want everybody to be real, right? He was real. Now, is he qualified or he's not gonna be biased to be on this jury? That's a whole nother discussion. But his race it shouldn't matter, Megyn Kelly. And him saying what he's saying shouldn't matter to you either. Because if he's saying Trump is mysterious and interesting or whatever, something like that he said, I would think the prosecutor I think the defense lawyers would be like, okay, get into detail. What you mean by that? But she said, I don't even know what that means, because you know why? Because they didn't get all the information. And how we know that's true. Listen, people, prime example, I went to jury duty just recently. Judge asked me, it was a case about it was a brother. He had caught a trafficking charge or some shit like that. I think it was drugs and guns or some shit like that. I know it had something to do with guns, but I think it might have been drugs as well, but I know for sure it was guns. Right? And I didn't know that. I didn't get to the point where I can hear the whole case, but they let you know what the case is, right? But they ain't break down the details of it. They just said that this is what he got charged with, right? So they asked you, certain things they think that if you, almost like if you can't be, like, not even you can't be, but if you was involved in certain things in your life, stand up, right? Like if this is what it is, right? Like they may ask, like the thing they asked me, well, the two things that I stood up for, right? Because I had to stand up for it, right? They said, do I have anybody that in my immediate family that worked in law enforcement, or worked in law enforcement, or worked in law enforcement? I automatically have to step up because I have friends, cousins of mine that's a police officer, right? But they were saying immediate, like your inner immediate, like your wife, people you close to, right? So I automatically had to stand up because of my wife, because my wife was a correctional officer before, right? Before she retired. So I had to stand up for that, right? Then the second question was that they asked, have I or any of my immediate family been what's the word they use? I'm trying to use the right word, but I can't think of it. But it was something like if you ever been something like with gun violence, like if you been a part of gun violence, or you been a person that was the person that was violated from gun violence, like where you was a victim of gun violence, right? I had to stand up for that. Number one, I was a part of it, did it before. Then number two, I was a victim of it, right? So I had to stand the fuck up. So when I went to go see the judge and the prosecutor and a lawyer, defense lawyer, I had to go up there with the judge. Judge asked me about my wife. I mean, not my wife, like, you got people that live in law enforcement. I say, yeah, my wife is in law enforcement. And then she asked me some shit like, did your wife really talk to you about, did she ever really talk to you about what happened in law enforcement? I said, when she want to. Like, it ain't a discussion that, like, me and my wife, I'd be like, hey, babe, some crazy shit happened to you at work or something. Like, nah. Like, but if my wife came home, she was frustrated or something, how shit was, right? She might come home and she might talk to me about it. But that's only if she wanted to. That's a genuine, honestly answer. It's a fact. My wife would tell you that. Like, so I say only if she wanted to. Other than that, I don't ask her. I truly, genuinely didn't. Right? So that was one. And then the second thing, like I told you about being of somebody in your immediate family being a victim of gun violence, or you've been a part of gun violence, or you was a victim of gun violence. What was it? I said, and I said it was me, right? I was a victim of gun violence, which I was. I got shot when I was 15 years old, almost died, right? So I had to explain that to the judge. Judge was very, I think the judge was actually really nice, but she said she's like something like I'm so happy that you made it out of that situation or something like that. And then she asked me, you sure that that situation wouldn't make you biased? I said nah. Cause I'm a different type person. So whatever I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking like that shit happened so many years ago, right? And I can't be mad at somebody else for having their charge or whatever, and I'm on a jury. Like, I'm not bringing my own issues with that. Like, no. Give me the evidence, I'll listen to it, and it'll be what it be. But of course, my experience of that matters, but it shouldn't matter when it's somebody else, right? He didn't shoot me, right? And so I was never in law enforcement. So these things don't really affect me like that, right? Doesn't mean that I don't know anything about it or have experience in it. It didn't affect me. And she was like, did you feel that the police officers did what they supposed to do or investigate? And I said, I was too young to really understand that. And I was 15 years old. And I lived by a street code. So I didn't, it wasn't nothing that, like, the judge can get me to do. Listen, the crazy shit about it, I even actually knew who shot me, right? But at that time, at 15 years old, bro, your brain ain't fully developed. You live by a street code. You don't really know what the fuck about really in law, how that really shit go. I didn't give a fuck if they investigated or not. I was going to take justice in my own hand at that time. That's the life I lived. And I was honest about it. I think the defense lawyer was actually cool with me saying that, right? But the prosecutor was upset at me for that. And I didn't get picked for the jury. And I understand that. Because I can see how they can say, well, you can still be biased. Okay. You say that, but I don't think so. But that's, that's their right to feel that way. They're trying to get the best jury. I understand that. But you can't sit out here and get mad at people for being honest. I'm not going to get on a jury if I'm not going to be honest. But the most honest thing I said, yes, I won't, that wouldn't affect me of listening to this case. It wouldn't. It just wouldn't. All my trauma and all my shit, like, no. I'm a grown ass man. I'm over that shit. Like, it was a big time in my life. It changed who I was in a way, but it changed me for the good in a way. I'm okay. Told her I went to therapy. I went to a lot of stuff. I said, I'm fine. So she kept asking, you really sure that you're not gonna couldn't be biased about it? No. I said, listen. Come from a hard background. I say, listen, I got a wife, I got a daughter. I'm fine. I'm okay. A lot of people I know ain't make it. So I know. And plus you gotta understand, I understand how the streets go. That's what happened when you were part of that lifestyle, so I get it. So I could, like, and I'm a citizen now, so I understand that, nigga, all that trauma I've been through, when you are a citizen, like, and you doing some shit like jury duty, you like, yo, you can't bring that shit to judge another motherfucker. Like, and you gotta understand, I'm not even gonna be biased about cops in that situation. Even though I have very bad experiences with police. But understand, my wife is a correctional. She was in that field. So just think about that. Listen, I can't be biased about that shit. I can however I feel about law enforcement. If that was the case, I wouldn't have fucked my wife. Like, it just don't make any sense. But that was their decision. But my whole point is, at the end of the day, people, jurors, the defense lawyer and the prosecutor got to find the right jurors that they think, regardless if they think, and they could be wrong about a juror of their bias. So imagine these people like Megyn Kelly and them sitting out there and acting like that is weird. This is weird that the person would say this. No, they're being real. They're being honest. The problem is you're used to people lying. You lie to people. So when these jurors come out and tell you exactly who they are, then okay. But let's move on.
They have lied in his jury questionnaire about past arrests. that would be a problem. Apparently the prosecution is raising this in court, and the Trump defense team is sort of sitting nearby kind of laughing about it. I mean, it's, but that's a thing. He was supposed to be there this morning, Journal.
Let me just say this. They tell you, listen, he already should be dismissed anyway. Because if you find out he lied and said that he used to, he got past criminal charges or some shit like that, right? And it depends too, people, because listen, if you got locked up for a DWI or some shit like that, right? It depends what the case is, right? But if they tell you if you ain't recently, like, I've been arrested when I was an adult before. Listen, I got found guilty of a fucking reckless driving or some crazy goofy shit like that. But I did my probation, did my time. But that shit is not even on my record anymore. But they ask you specific timelines of, when did you commit these crimes? They talk to you about that. So for this to come up and this is before you even get into the jury shit. Right? For that to happen, somebody in the court made that error. Because they're not allowing you to get on a jury. If unless he, like she said, he lied. But usually if they know that already, you might not even make it in there to get selected. And I seen how flawed of how they allow jurors to get in to them spaces too. Because before they send people out for jury duty, they should know goddamn well if this person got a history. It was a dude that was in there with me. He had a case that was in Texas or something. He's from Texas. He got arrested in Texas for something, felony or something. But he doing good now. He in Baltimore. He doing well. Got him a job and shit. But it's still on his record. The city of Baltimore didn't do they just do. They didn't do a background check on this dude. That ain't his fault. That ain't the prosecution's fault. That's the system. The system fucked up. They should have never sent this man jury duty. Let's just be real. But let's move on.
This morning, juror number 4 for questioning, but has not yet shown up. Also a problem. But the thing that's interesting about all of these jurors is they're only in there because they raised their hand and said they could be fair. Right? Because again, today, there was another tranche of, I think, 96 jurors
First
or so.
of all, that is not true. They didn't raise their hand. That's a lie. They asked you, could you be fair in a trial, and people don't stand up. If you don't stand up, because they tell you stand up. Or, what they could, in some, I only been in jury duty once, so maybe it could be possible that you do have to raise your hand for certain shit. But usually they just tell you stand up. Right? But let's just be very honest. Some people think that they can be biased about certain shit. But in reality, it's not a lot of people that can, like, I think everybody can lie to themselves and pretend that they can be biased about certain shit? Right? And some people may think they can be biased, but they just don't know how biased they really are as a person. So they assume that they won't be biased. That don't mean they lied. That mean that they really genuinely think, some people I really genuinely think that they wouldn't be biased about certain shit. Even though that they're biased people. Because they may not understand that they're biased people. That happens. It's not like unusual, Megyn Kelly. You think you lie to people all the time, but somebody call you a liar and tell you a liar, you probably think in your mind you don't lie. But I can back facts up that you lie and you're a hypocrite. But in your mind, you really think that you're not a liar, or you biased, and I can point out your biases. But see, that's the shit I'm talking about. People don't live in real reality. That's why I don't trust the justice system. I told you that. Nobody can. For people to sit out here and say, "Oh, I'm not being biased," yeah, you are. Everybody's biased. Let's move on. Let's take a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. All right, people, we back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel. It's down there scrolling below, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button and share the videos. All right, let's get back into it.
Or so, or maybe I can't remember the number. But once again, they had to raise their hand if they could not be fair, or if they could be fair, whatever. Half of them left because they openly admitted they couldn't be fair to Trump, and the other half lied and said that they could. And those will be Trump's.
Well, mind you. So what are you saying? And like I said, first of all, the people that left and said they couldn't be biased to Trump, that is not true. They say that, can you be biased in this case? Can you not, are you going to be biased in this case? Right? And we don't know the questions that they asked these jurors. See, the questions are different too. See, this is where I'd say Megyn Kelly put out misinformation. And she's a fucking liar. Because in the prosecution and the defense, they get together to ask the questions of the juror, or what they're going to ask the juror. And it's always different. It's not the judge, saying this shit. They get together collectively and come up with these questions. So we don't know for sure that half of the people that left and said, "Oh, we can't be fair, we can't be biased towards Trump." We don't know if that was the question. So she's lying. Oh, she's putting out misinformation and not know. And I believe she knows better, but she's intentionally putting out misinformation. That's number one. Then number two. So, how you know, Megyn Kelly, that the people that said they wouldn't be biased in this case, How you know the other half is lying? Because two come to find out, they didn't say they wasn't gonna be able to be the ones. I know one that left was because some of that she was getting death threats, and she was scared for her family because of what Trump did on the internet and the news media did to her. That's why she left. Okay, that had nothing to do with her lying and saying she couldn't be not. She was lying and saying she could not be biased. She was going to be biased to Trump or not being biased to Trump. She didn't lie about that. She got death threats. She feared for her life because of what the media did, right? Some of the media, right? Mainly right-wingers, right? So that's a lie. Then number two, the juror that she just was talking about, that he has a background of he, got arrested, had committed crimes or whatever, right? He lied about that, but he didn't lie about that he couldn't be, like he didn't lie about saying that he couldn't be biased towards Trump. He didn't lie about that. And she doesn't know that. And that's a fucking lie. That's what I'm saying. She's lying. And then she try to, this is what racists do. Because I told you what a racist does. They group everybody together. So the other half just lied too. They can't be, they lied and said that they can't be biased. But they being biased. How she know that? See, if you let stupid people like this talk, they'll let you know, they'll tell you the lie. They'll tell you how they're lying. They'll tell you that they're wrong about what they're saying. Or they're biased. She's being biased. She's lying. She doesn't know that for 100%. Oh, the other half, one half told the truth about they couldn't be biased. Then the other half lied and said they couldn't be, they couldn't be biased. That is not true. That is a blatant lie. She's intentionally lying to her fan base, her cult base. You can say the conservative base, to feed a narrative. Megyn Kelly, you ain't that smart. You think you are, because you got all the degrees and you got millions of dollars and you got a name. You're not that damn bright. It's so easy to break down stupid people and immoral people. It's very easy to break them down because they intentionally tells you exactly what they're saying and lying about. You just got to listen to them. See, I listen to you, Megyn Kelly, even though I'm not a follower of yours, but I listen to what you're saying. And it's because I can back my shit up with facts. You can't. You lie on purpose to your own fan base to get them to keep supporting your nonsense financially. I know the game, bitch. I know the game you playing. That bitch just blatantly lied. The other half, they lied. And then the other half was truthful. So the whole narrative is to make it seem Trump can't get a fair trial. How you know that? What facts you got? Because of two jurors and half of the jury pool saying no, I don't know if we can not be biased. But let's move on.
Trump's ultimate jurors. It's a joke, but it is going to be a challenge.
Yeah,
I want to say this to all the people out there. You hear Megyn Kelly say, this is all a joke. These American citizens that's getting selected for these jurors, you all a joke. She's talking about her own fan base as well. Y'all stupid. So Megyn Kelly, would you feel better if you had jurors on the jury that only agree with Trump and like Trump? Is that not being biased? Would that be a joke? Huh, Megyn Kelly? Huh? And how much? Because see, this is the questions you need to ask this little racist bitch. So, half of that juror that said they couldn't, they don't know if they could not be biased. Could have been 1%, 10%, 20%, 50%. I mean 25%, 30% of them was maybe Trump supporters, and they admitted they you know, I don't know if I can't, I don't know if I could not be biased to in this trial. Do you know that though? You see, that's why I said she's a lie. She put disinformation out. She doesn't know that. So we don't know, even if by them jurors even saying they don't know if they cannot be biased about this trial, that some of them probably was Trump supporters. See how she thinks less of the people, of regular folks? How you can take these people serious? Like Megyn Kelly. How you take them serious, man? But y'all still keep supporting this goofy bitch. But anyway, let's move on. I told you, I'm not even mad at Megyn Kelly. I'm mad at the people that support her. I ain't mad at Trump. I'm mad at his supporters. Y'all are not that damn bright. Y'all just as stupid as they are. You're probably worse because the simple fact that they know that you're stupid. And you know that they think that you're stupid and you still follow it. You still push the narrative. You still rock with them. The lady basically called you stupid. She doesn't know that half of that juror that said they couldn't be biased wasn't Trump supporters. She doesn't know that. So she basically called you stupid. And you are a joke to her. Let's move on. This bitch and got the devil grin with her. These are one of them white women that you stay the fuck away from. This bitch got the devil in her. Megyn Kelly looked like a devil. And I'm dead serious about that. Megyn Kelly looked like the devil. And mind you, I don't know what the devil looked like, but god damn it, I ain't gonna say she looked like the devil. She looked evil. That bitch laugh evil. That bitch smile evil. And then don't let her have a frown or mean. Oh, ooh, she looks so evil. Let's move on.
I think that there is a special place in hell for people who can't be fair in criminal trials. You said this juror.
Sir, you should be one. You should be one. Because you ain't being fair. Because they put you on a jury, you'll lie too. Or you'll be biased too. So everybody that got some bias in them, we all should go to hell. So should you then. Nobody believes in your nonsense. And let me just say this. For him to say that people can't do this and they should go to hell, if they can't be not biased in a trial, they should go to hell. Sir, you don't even know what hell looks like. You've never been to hell. So what is hell? You don't have no experience of what hells look like. You don't know if it even exists, you ignorant piece of shit. So for you to say that about people that you don't know and you ain't 100% about why these people couldn't not be biased. For you to say that, your ass should go to hell. Right along with them then. If that's the case. You don't know why they could not be biased. should be a special place in hell for them. Like they committed some type of terrorism or some type of harmful crime. They was honest. They said, hey, I don't know if I can not be biased about this trial. They was honest. So that listen, you can't have it both ways. You can't say these people that was being honest and they can't be honest in a trial or not being biased in a trial should go to hell when they was being honest. But then somebody that on the other side, the people that's on the jury that said they're not they cannot they all this motherfucker's got me pissed. They won't be biased. You still think they're lying. You can't have it both ways. This is what I mean. These are not serious individuals. All this education, all this smarts they got, they say the most stupid shit in the world. The hypocrisy here. You mad at the jurors that told the truth? You don't even like truth. Listen, I remember I told y'all I respect racists that actually be truthful about their racism. I respect that. See how that goes? I may not like it, but I respect it. Because at least they being honest with who the fuck they are. This motherfucker is mad of these people saying that they could not be, they don't know if they could be on the trial because they don't know if they could be biased. He's mad at that. Tell me how crazy and deranged this is. This is why I call him crazy. That's why I call right-wingers crazy. You out your fucking mind. Your shit don't make sense. But let's move on.
Who is on the way out was an oncology nurse.
Mm-hmm.
She helps people who are in the worst moments of their lives, and she can't be fair. This is the backbone of our republic. It's as important as voting, as free speech. If you can't do that.
I actually agree with him. See how fair I am? I actually agree with him. Right? But think about it. Black people have said that same thing you have said. You tell black people we race hustling. It ain't that serious. That's what you tell us. We don't get the same care when we go to the doctors than white folks do because they're biased. Some of them racist and biased. If that's the case, sir, then see, this is how I could roast you because you're an idiot. You're not that bright like you think. You made a good point. I actually agree. But I'm going to debunk you. You know why you don't make no sense? Because you told some of them nurses that was anti-vax. That this company said, listen, these are the rules and regulations. It's about safety of others. Some nurses quit and all that other shit, and you agree with them because they had the right to do it. And they said that you could put people's lives in danger if you don't take these precautions, which is wearing a mask, getting vaccinated in hospitals where people come for being for having COVID and diseases. You agreed with that, sir. You had no problem with that. But now you have a problem with jurors that said, hey, I don't know if I can be, I don't know if I cannot be biased in this trial. You ridiculed them. You said they should go to hell. Well, sir, we think the same thing about you. You was very okay with nurses saying Doctors, I seen mainly nurses. You seen nurses, some nurses saying, "Oh, I'm not taking a vaccine shot. It's against my rights and against my religion." How you don't know that some of those people that was on that juror, because I have seen it in my last shit I went to, that said they don't know if they cannot be biased because of their religion. So should they all go to hell? Huh, sir? You said this is the most important thing. She work in the nurses thing, and how she gonna treat patients if she cannot be biased? Well, sir, we said the same thing about those nurses that was anti-vax. Same shit. But everybody, we was all tripping now. And now you trying to do it because it's Trump. See how that don't make no sense, sir? See how that don't make no sense? See how I can debunk your stupid ass, even though at the same time I actually agree. Because your religion or what your beliefs in shouldn't matter when you work in certain professions. My honest opinion. You're saying the same shit we were saying back then when COVID hit. Now it's different. Because it's Trump. It's your white clan saver. This shit is sad. I told y'all, I'm the best at doing this on YouTube. I can break this shit down clearly so where it make common fucking sense. Because you know why? Because I actually listen to these stupid people. I actually listen to what they say. They tell you everything you need to know. I'm a common sense thinker. These motherfuckers is living in a bubble and they in a cult. They don't live in regular society. I live in regular society. I'm well off than some of my people that I'm amongst. But I live in their reality. I don't try to move so far away where I am not connected. I ain't scared of people. These people are scared of people. That's the difference. I ain't scared of people. They're scared of people. We can't trust this nurse for this situation, but we can trust the nurses that was anti-vax when people's life was in danger. Just like with the Trump shit. This is a man's life. He can go to jail. I get that part. That's why I said I agree with him. But then you can't have it both ways, though. Or somebody you care about, or you idolize, or live in the cult with, you care about. Now these people, it's their civic duty, and I can't see how she can be in this. Come on. But you didn't say that about them COVID denier nurses, did you? Huh? Huh, you son of a bitch? Let's move on. Told you they ain't that bright.
Can't do that. You're a bad citizen. I really find this appalling. I have long wanted to be on a jury, Megyn. I'm a weird person in that I want to get out of it.
And we can tell that. We can tell you that you're a weird individual. The way you speak, your whole demeanor, how you look, you're a weird nigga. You're a weird motherfucker. Let me say this. He's appalled by it. But he wasn't appalled by anti-vaccine nurses. People that was anti-vaccine. Well, other people's lives is in danger. So people kept thinking about themselves. It's about keeping other people safe. That's how I looked at it. I didn't just think about myself. Of course I thought about myself, but that wasn't my main issue. Or why I took the vaccine. Or why I supported people getting the vaccine. Or why I wasn't a COVID denier or COVID vaccine denier. This shit was about helping others. Not to die. He wasn't appalled by that. And we lost over 1 million people. Over 1 million. And then second of all, sir, you have no problem with with the Central Park Five being wrongly convicted, and Trump spearheaded it, helped spearhead that, and then years later they come to find out these men ain't do it, and Trump still said they did it. You ain't say shit about that. So now you want us to sit here and give a fuck about what you saying in his criminal trial? But actually, I do actually care, because I don't want Trump to go to jail for something that he didn't do. I don't wish that harm on nobody. I don't wish that on nobody. Death in jail, I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish it on nobody. I want him to get a fair trial. See how that works? See what a rational human being and a person that have humanity, how people like me think, than a fucking cult follower, a racist like you, a stupid person like you. See the difference between how me and you think and actually feel? If I was on Trump trial, I would tune out all the bullshit I know about Trump, and I listen to the evidence. Listen, sir, it is rational human beings out here that actually can do that. That can separate their feelings to whatever. People can do that. I have done it in my whole life. So I can do that. I know I can. But some people can't. And you're one of them. See how that goes? See, these are facts. You proved that. I just proved it to you. Let's move on. You said these people had to go to hell. Let's state civic duty. But if they're not qualified to do what some people like me can do, to put biases to the side on certain issues, they're horrible individuals. No, they actually being honest. And at the end of the day, if it's bad or good, I respect honesty. I actually respect it. Because I don't like to be lied to. I don't like to lie to others. So I respect it. But they should go to hell, and according to you, a special place in hell. Like you've been in hell. Like you know where that special place in hell is. You goofy ass. Yeah, you're a weird ass motherfucker. Who would motherfucker? What? I told you he's one of those them weird motherfuckers that want to be on the jury. He want to be on the jury. A part of a case. They get a kick out of that shit. I don't get a kick out of sending people to jail. I don't even like to hear about cases really like that. See how weird they think? That's why you're a weirdo. You know, I'm going to be weird. Yes, you weird. Let's move on.
Out of it. I want to get in, and I've always thought that they'd never let me, because they would say, what do you do? And I would say, I write for National Review. And they would say, do you have strong views about this, that, and the other? And I would say, well, of course I do. And then they would say goodbye. But I really think it's a skill.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. How you different from those jurors? They was being honest. See how they contradict themselves? He said, I got to be honest and say, yeah. Well, they were too. So how you mad at them? Why is it a special place in hell for them and it's not for you? I told y'all, they tell on themselves. All that rambling he just did, all that bullshit he just said was bullshit. It was hypocrisy. It was lies. And now he get ready to try to cover it up. Watch this.
It's a civic habit that we ought to have in abundance. And if you look back to the early republic with the trial of the British soldiers in Boston, where John Adams famously represented them, that's a beautiful moment. I struggle to watch that in the HBO series without tearing up because it was so against the interests of many of the people who were involved in that trial. And so it is here. I don't care if these people love Donald Trump or hate Donald Trump. That's not the question in front of them. And so to see this happening is depressing. There is a very big...
It's not depressing. It's honesty. Which y'all don't respect that. Y'all don't respect honesty. You don't respect truth. You cannot say that it's dishonorable or you don't agree. It's so fucked up that these people was being honest. You just admitted that you will be honest and you most likely will be dismissed from cases for being honest. For telling the truth about maybe your biases. You being biased about shit. It doesn't make any sense of what you're saying. It just doesn't. I don't know why you even keep talking. You already contradict yourselves. You already contradict yourself, man. What are you talking about? Yes, it's everybody's civil duty to go to jury duty if you qualify. But sir, you just admitted that you would tell the truth. And it may get holded against you for you not to be on the trial. It's the same shit happened to those people. What the fuck are you talking about? How is this a special place in hell for them for telling the truth, but for when you tell the truth, it's different? It's different for you. So you think you better. You the one think you special, nigga. All these motherfuckers, they so predictable. And that's what annoys me. They so predictable. I know they gonna lie. I know they gonna be hypocrites. I know they gonna do this shit. I know they gonna try to mislead people. They gonna sit there and blankly lie to people. Try to have it both ways. Tell you should do this, but I get to do this because I'm different. Nah, that's not how that works, bro. You can't tell everybody they the same, but then you want everybody to live under, go through the same, you want them to do exactly what you would do. But then when they do it, you don't like it. You can't have it both ways, man. Let's go to a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. People, we back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get live streams when we go live. And if you can, people, donate to the channel. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. And if you need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel, it's down there scrolling below, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button when you come in the building or when you leave the building, and share the videos. We highly appreciate it. But this is the shit I'm talking about. This is why I tell y'all, Americans, we are doomed at this point. We the worst country in the world. I don't care what nobody says at this point. We the worst country in the world. We ain't the greatest country in the world. We the worst country in the world. We allow people to sit out here and intentionally lie and make up shit and be hypocrites. But then we go around in other countries and tell those countries what they're doing wrong. You're not a democracy country. Bitch, we're not even a democracy country the way how some of these people talk and behave. And the policies that we have. How the fuck are we a democracy? It's just ignorant shit at this point. This dude is ignorant. Let's move on. And you then admit, oh yeah, I'm a little weird in that way. Yes, you are a weirdo.
Very big difference between someone being dismissed because he's lied to the court. That's bad. Because he doesn't show up at the court. That's bad. Because he had an arrest record or what you will that he didn't disclose. That's bad. And someone deciding, no, I am so incapable of controlling my emotions and my mind that I cannot give this person a fair trial. That is a problem in and of itself in our system that we ought to want.
Sir, you said the same shit. You're mad at them because they said the same exact shit you said. You said once you be honest and tell them what you do for as far as your profession and how you think, that is an emotion, bruh. You are emotional too. And they decided, no, you're not qualified to be on this trial. And that goes for them too, sir. You're no different. You're just trying to sit out here and act like you won't be biased. That's bullshit. You're proving it right now. You're an emotional person. Fuck is you talking about?
We ought to want to rectify.
It's really true. And now you have, yesterday we talked about the absurd media coverage so far of jury selection and how, with nothing else much to write about, these several reporters have taken to what sound like R-rated recitations of Trump's body movements while he sits there and watches the...
Now you mad at the media. I thought you was okay with the media saying whatever they want to say. Megyn Kelly. See the hypocrisy? I told you she was gonna turn the table. Megyn Kelly, you just said the media has the right to put out whatever they want to put out. Good or bad. That's what you said. And now you're mad at the media because from their point of view, describing how the trial looked to them, now it's crazy to you. You can't believe it, the mainstream media. You can't have it both ways, Megyn Kelly. You can't. And that's mainly your moral problem. You don't be fair. And then you question everybody else's fairness and morals and shit. You're not fair. And you just admitted it again. The hypocrisy. Now you're mad at the mainstream media. I thought the mainstream, regardless if they agree with you or not, they got the right to say or do whatever they want to put out after that. But let's move on.
Watches the questioning. I mean, truly bizarre stuff. And today we get this from Maggie Haberman of the Times. She's positing that Trump is getting special treatment. We've heard this now more and more from the left and reporters on the left. He's getting special treatment here because Trump, having been gagged and thanks to a ruling that stops him from talking about the witnesses like Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels who are out there on a daily...
Let me say this. If Biden was on trial for the same shit, or a regular person that was on trial for this same shit, and was doing the behaviors that was Trump was doing, they would lose their mind. They would lose their mind. They would lose their fucking mind. It's all hypocrisy. It's all some shit that they know they're doing. And they know it's true. But they're in a cult. And whatever their cult leaders say, whatever their cult leaders say and do, they're going to ride with it. Stop, Megyn Kelly. Stop. Now you mad at the mainstream media? You just was defending it. Now you want to use language like, oh, the left-wing media. But before then, you said the media. You didn't say the left or the right. You just said the media. But like I said, these are the same people that tell you that racism doesn't matter, but they come out here and tell you they fearmonger with racism. And they pretend that, hey, I can do it, you just can't do it. That's what black people has been telling y'all. It's a double standards and shit. It just is what it is. It could be a rich and poor thing. A status thing. It could be racism. It's an issue that we all need to pay attention to and want to change. But Megyn Kelly, you only wanted the way when you want it. It was so unfair to Trump. When OJ died, motherfucker, all that shit, they ain't say nothing. I'm sorry. They said a whole lot. You get mad at people for their prejudgment of Donald Trump. Yeah, he a guilty motherfucker. Nah, he ain't not in the court. Not in the court. But you ask these people personally how they feel about OJ. Yeah, he got away with murder. But not in the court, though. Not in the court. And I'm going to do a show on the OJ trial again because, like I said, listen, I'm going to just say this. When the OJ trial was going on, I was very, very young. Very, very young. And I had no clue. I think at that time, I might have been 13, maybe 12, or some shit when the OJ trial happened. So as a young person, I couldn't really comprehend. But the only thing I do remember about that trial when the verdict came was that a lot of white people was upset. I seen a lot of white teachers and shit was upset. They actually stopped school to watch this trial. I remember that. But I did notice a lot of black people was, I say about 60% of us was happy with the verdict. Some 40%, we was like, nah, that nigga did it, but it is what it is. That nigga did it. I was one of them. But I'm going to give a different perspective, and I may change my mind on this when I do a video on the OJ shit. At the end of the day, God rest OJ soul, man. I remember y'all hear me and I said I think OJ did it. But I didn't have all the information that I have now from back then. Even a couple of years ago. Didn't really get into the story too much like that. My own personal feelings still to this day. I felt like OJ did it. Right? But in the court of law, no, OJ didn't do it. But they don't care about that. My own personal beliefs about OJ, whatever, it's irrelevant. But let's move on.
On a daily basis criticizing him. He is subject to a motion now by the prosecution that he violated the gag order by saying some things about Michael Cohen, that he's an ex-con, that he's a convicted felon, and that he's a liar. And now the prosecution wants him gagged again, fined $3,000, and potentially they asked the judge to remind Mr. Trump that he would be thrown in jail if he did this again for up to 30 days. All right? the former president.
Right. Because in the courtroom, that's what you got your lawyers for. Trump is a showman. So, and he cares about what the public thinks. He actually don't even respect the court process. He just don't. Because he never have. So he don't really give a fuck about what the judge say or how much trouble he could be. He don't really give a fuck about that. Because Trump been dodging criminal behavior for a long time. He doesn't give a fuck about that. He cares about the public. Mind you, and the real reason he care about it is because he already sparked people to do horrible shit. Which was January 6th. So Trump, in his mind, nigga, I got power. They gonna break me out this bitch. I got the judges, I got the judges and certain prosecutors. I got them motherfuckers, governors. They gonna get me up out of this shit. But the difference is Trump feels stuck. That's why he going to the Supreme Court. Because he knows he's in a liberal state where he's being charged. That's why he going to the Supreme Court the way he's doing. But understand, no, Trump cannot say this about a witness. Regardless if you think that this witness is a liar, that's why you have your lawyers to fire back his ass when he's on the stand. Because that witness is going to be on the stand. He's going to, the defense lawyer is going to basically get in his ass. He has the right to be like, you a liar, right? You are this and that. Trump shouldn't be able to, he shouldn't be doing that. That's not good. So the only reason that Trump is even actually doing shit like that in the public, because he's trying to get the public behind him and put that man's life in danger. And at the same time, Trump is a bully. And he's a known criminal in a way, right? This is what mobsters and gangsters do. Tell you how bad the witness is and all that shit, put all the information out, discredit them in the media. This shit ain't new. It's just that it's even hyper down because we live in a technology world and it's easier for people like Cohen to get hurt. Something bad happened to him. Or to intimidate him because there's so many people mad at him. You handle that shit in court. You know the thing about a juror is that you don't want, as a prosecutor or a Democrat, a defense lawyer, you don't want somebody on that juror is so biased, right? That where they side with either side in a way, right? But your whole intentions as a prosecutor and a defense lawyer is to find the best people that maybe can understand what's going on. So that's why you pick certain people. That's how a juror work. Juror selection work. Trump can't be out here getting his cult-like people to threaten his people. Threaten witnesses. He can't do that. Yo, like, come on, bro. If I ain't do shit wrong, why am I sitting out here getting people to go out here and threaten these people? For what? If I know I'm innocent. You know what I mean? People that have been locked up because of jurors, because of their bias, and because of the prosecution didn't give all the information out, or the judge did some shit or whatever. You know how many black people been locked up? Now, mind you, Trump is trying to use that. Mind you, dude, in reality, no. In reality, no. You can't use that because that's not factual. You are a bad person. You have proved it already. Like I told people, I said this shit a while ago. I said, I don't know if I can ever be not biased on the jury. Right? But if I got selected to be on a jury, I got no choice but to take out all my emotions or whatever they like to say, all that shit. I got no choice because this person ain't did nothing to me. I'm gonna listen to the evidence. I'm a genuine person when it comes to that. I don't want to block nobody up for some shit that they didn't do. I'm gonna listen to the goddamn evidence. I don't listen. I'll probably be one of the greatest jurors ever, right? Because I have been on both sides, right? Like not both sides, but like in a way, like I have been violated by the justice system and law enforcement. So I have a little of a disdain for that, right? And a little of a bias, right? But on the other hand, I used to be a street nigga. And I got my disdain and bias towards some of the street shit because I used to be a part of it. So I'm kind of like a perfect juror in a way. But some people are not. They can't separate it. I can. I know how to separate shit. That's why, like, I tell people this all the time. Like, that's the difference between me and others. I know how to separate emotions. Some shit I can't, and I'll be honest about it. But if I got picked on the jury, yes, I could. I wouldn't want to. But if I had no choice to, yeah, I would. I'd be on that jury, and I'd take all my biases out of that. Because of the simple fact that this person that whatever was going through in the law enforcement, they didn't do this directly to me. They're part of the system, but or situation. But I can't hold that against them. You got somebody's life in your hand. At the end of the day, I'm a human being. Fuck what my beliefs is in a way. Right? Fuck that shit. I got somebody's life in my hand. And that's serious. Fuck all my beliefs. Fuck all the shit that I've been through. How I've been affected. I don't want to make that mistake of locking somebody up innocent or letting a criminal out on the street to do harm to others. I take that shit deeply and seriously. And sometimes people can't do that, but I can. I could be a perfect juror, bro. Listen, I know how to separate that shit. The crazy part about it, I do it all the time. That's the crazy part about it. I do it all the time. That's why I'm always like a motherfucker that people fuck with. Because a lot of people fuck with because sometimes, yo, you don't have to take a side on certain shit. You just got to understand both sides and willing to listen to both sides and bring both sides together to hear each other out. I always tell people I'm more of a negotiator than I am a motherfucker that's very biased. Honestly. Because life ain't what people really think it is. But anyway, let's move on.
President. So she reports as follows. The judge will not rule on whether Trump violated the gag order until after a specific hearing about it on Tuesday of next week. Until then, Trump can presumably talk and post as usual. Maggie Haberman, the press is barred from covering aspects of the trial related to the jury for understandable security reasons. At the same time, the judge is taking another 5 days to hold a hearing, meaning he won't hold one for another 5 days, on whether Trump has violated the gag order that was placed on him with repeated social media posts about a key witness and jurors. This is one of several ways in which, despite Trump's complaints that he's being treated unfairly, the judge is bending over backward to be fair to him in this trial. I've got my doubts about that suggestion, and I don't think Trump.
And that's your thoughts about that. That's your bias. Megyn Kelly, we all biased. See, you being biased. Listen, if I'm the judge, if this was me, I'm putting new rules in. I'm telling Trump, his people, his family members, and everybody in the courtroom, family members, and then get down to the reporters. Listen, you're not putting this information out. This is a very serious trial. People can get very affected and intimidated. I don't want y'all talking about this shit. The judge can do that. The problem with the judge is that he's very scared, because I ain't gonna say scared, but he's very doesn't want to seem like he's trying to take away people's constitutional rights. Listen, this is a trial. And anybody know anything about the law, everybody constitutional rights in the justice system or the law get violated in a way. Like, you don't get the same treatment that you would get if you was just a regular citizen. It just is what it is. Stop living in this fantasy world. I will cut all that shit up. Trump, you don't get to talk about this case at all. Prosecution, I don't want to see no press conferences about none of that. Because I want this to be a fair trial for him and for y'all. But mainly him. So, no. Nobody get to talk about it. And if that's the case, if the judge feel that way about what they doing on social media, that what they doing in mainstream media, cut them motherfuckers off. You cannot, whatever's in a courtroom is in a courtroom. You don't get to post none of this shit out. A judge can do that. But this judge is on some stupid shit because he's not understanding that this is a very high profile case and how dangerous this shit is. That's the problem. He trying to be politically correct. Trying to find a politically correct thing. No. Nobody. And I mean nobody. I will allow you in this room. But you are putting out these people's information and blah, blah, blah. We got a problem. At the same time, it is listen, it's not unusual either. Well, judge say only certain people can come in that courtroom. That ain't rare. I mean, that's not like that doesn't happen. It happens a lot. See, my thing is, I tell motherfuckers like this, ain't no phones coming up in here. If it's my courtroom, no phones. You can write down whatever you want to write down. But if you break these rules that I got, then it's a problem. When it comes to reporters or anybody, I don't give a fuck who you are. That's how you keep the decorum of a trial. I understand this is a big trial. I understand Trump is who he is. But at the same time, make it simple. Don't allow nobody to do this and do that. The judge don't be Pacific. They've been given, so when she reading off saying, the reporter saying he getting leniency, he is. Because the judge should shut this shit down. No more. Nobody gets to talk about this trial. I don't give a fuck who you are. No more press conferences. None of that. This is serious. This is very complex, and it's a very serious issue. Enough. You're going to be in this courtroom. You're going to go by my rules. The judge got to say to do that. That's not unusual for a judge to be enough. A judge has the power to do that. This judge is trying to be bipartisan, trying to look like he, you know, he don't want to seem like he hiding anything. Well, I don't care at this point. I want this to be a fair trial. I don't want the public to have an impact on this. I don't want none of that. And I'm saying, or the what's the people called? The journalists or whoever it may be in that courtroom. I don't care. But I'm gonna give you space to do what you can do, but certain shit you not putting out. The judge should have did this. It's on the judge. I'm not allowing none of y'all to put anything out. Little shit about how the trial is going, what they said, the witness say or whatever. You know, some of them witnesses are named. Do you know their name? Like the Michael Cohens of the world. Yeah, you can put their names out because they already out there. But if certain people that ain't got names, right, we're not putting that out. Now, when the trial ends, then yes, you can say, okay, then y'all can put whatever you want to put out of that. But when the trial is going, I don't want to hear about, you know, it's a certain decorum that you got to have and certain rules and regulations. You're not doing none of that outside of that. And people need to understand that. This is a very high profile case. And people are sitting there acting like, oh, we just want the cameras in there. Like, yo, this dude is dangerous. Trump and his supporters. This shit should have been gagged. He should have set a lot of these rules from the beginning. We ain't doing that. And I hopefully, that other judges will look at this shit and say, we not doing that. Let's move on.
Think that Trump is bending over backwards in any way, shape, or form. Jim, yesterday we saw him admonish Trump and accuse him of jury tampering or intimidation because he heard Trump grumbling to his lawyer, and the judge openly admitted he had no idea what Trump was even saying.
I guess when Trump grumbles to his lawyer, he needs to sound more positive and cheery. He needs to be
Now, believe it or not, and I think, listen, the judge probably went a little overboard, right? But then he didn't, because he knows who Trump is. But if you're not asking Trump to repeat what he says, then what are you talking about? He's intimidating. He has the right to talk to his lawyers in this process. So I actually agree and disagree at the same time. Because this is the judge's fault. And I'm being dead honest about this. You're not allowing... Trump has the right to not to disagree and talk to his lawyers. He, you know what I mean, grovel or whatever he does. Right? But you know Trump, but you didn't put a gag on a lot of this shit. You didn't say they can't do this and can't do that. And so that's the judge's fault. You're trying to be politically correct, and this is not the time to do that with this guy. Listen, it's one thing about he has civil cases. This is a criminal case. And you got to understand his status as to who he is. You got to stop playing these games. This judge is playing games because what he don't want to come off at the media's by. So he doing the media bullshit. It doesn't matter. Fuck that media. You the judge. hey, we're not doing this shit. And I don't give a fuck if they think the media think it's fair or not. I'm being fair to both sides. Ain't both sides can't do this. Make it clear to both sides. But this is the judge's fault. This is the judge's fault. But let's move on.
Happy, optimistic grumbling. You will have to look far and wide before you will, more like Tim Allen doing the grunts from Home Improvement or something. So you'll have to look far and wide before you'll find a correspondent who has a more symbiotic relationship with Donald Trump than Maggie Haberman. I don't think it's too much of an exaggeration to say that Maggie Haberman's career in the last decade or so has been built upon this access to Trump. The fact that Trump will periodically call her up and just vent, even though she has written many critical things, but always they end up, for some reason, he ends up talking to her again. And it's, those who have been on the Trump beat, well, the story now is the Trump trial. I myself do not find this fascinating. I myself do not find this, endless edge of your seat drama a worthy successor to, I can now say, the late O.J. Simpson. Just fast forward to the. I don't care about every particular twist and turn. I think Alvin Bragg has a particularly weak case, but who knows? It's Manhattan. Maybe it's.
You're a liar. You are a liar. Listen. In the 21st century, right? In 2024, this is the biggest case since OJ. This is a fact. Excuse me. You can sit there and pretend that it's not a big thing. Trump actually can go to jail for this shit. So it's actually researched, and he was the former president. Right? Not my president, but he was the former president. The fuck you mean? It's not a big deal. It's not bigger than the OJ shit. It is. They're talking about this guy he can go to jail in this trial as a former president. Somebody that ran the country. Didn't do a good job of it, in my opinion, but he still was the president. Not my president, but he was still the president. Yes, it's a big issue. It's a big trial. You're trying to downplay it because you're trying to downplay the charge. This man is horrible. And at the same time, listen, it is a big trial. If he gets convicted of this situation, Trump can go to jail. And we got to figure out how that shit going to look. Because at the end of the day, he still got to have Secret Service being behind him. Like, they automatically, the rules of a former president, you have to have Secret Service. Imagine that. What jail that has, when OJ, let's just say, OJ got convicted or some shit, right? Or any other body that got convicted. Nigga, ain't no Secret Service behind them to make sure they safe and nothing happened to them. If Trump goes to jail, the Secret Service got to, the jail and the Secret Service got to deal with Trump. Like, they have to have these conversations of his protection. These are facts. So it's a way bigger trial than fucking OJ. It just is. So much shit that comes behind that if this man get convicted. Now listen, I know people like, well, Kenny, you think Trump gonna get convicted? No. The country is too, as a country, we're not the greatest in the world. We have lied to one another for years about patriotism. We have lied to each other about fairness in the justice system. We have lied to each other. So no, if Trump go to jail, it'll shock me. But I don't think Trump going to jail. They are going to allow him. He may get. Listen, he most likely get away with it. All the crimes he did. My honest opinion. I just truly believe that. But, and it's just because that he's just too high profile. He's the former president of the world, of the United States. And it's just like, yo, you gonna lock this nigga up? Really? Is the country really gonna do this to him? Even though he deserve it, but are they really gonna do it? No, they're not gonna do that. Cause like, you gotta understand. I keep saying this. I believe y'all think Trump did some incriminating shit. And I believe he has done it. But don't think Joe Biden hasn't done it. And a lot of other former presidents haven't done it. Not to the extreme of what he did, but I'm just saying. They have done similar shit. Joe Biden has done that. I'm telling y'all that now. This is all a political stunt. They're not locking Donald Trump up. And if they do, I'll be very, very shocked. I'll be like, oh, well, they did the right thing, but I probably would say, hey, you know, it is what it is. He deserved to go to jail, but do I think if he doesn't get convicted? No. Wouldn't shock me. How this country works, we always, when it comes to the elites, it has much Trump supporters, and Trump always try to pretend that they ain't elites. If he doesn't get convicted and he don't go to jail, I won't be shocked. That's what I was saying about the two different types of justice system. Rich people got money. They got pull here and there. So they can, Trump may not go to jail. I won't be shocked about that. I'll be shocked if he does go to jail. I'll be very shocked. Honestly. I'll be very shocked if he get convicted. But if he doesn't, it wouldn't shock me. But anyway, let's move on.
And maybe it's not hard to find 12 jurors who will say, Trump's probably an SOB. I'll vote against him anyway. As Charlie alluded to, that's exactly what you're not supposed to do. And you're supposed to say, well, I voted against Trump twice, and I think Trump is a terrible president, a terrible guy. But I do not believe the prosecutor has proven beyond a reasonable doubt that these crimes were committed. And therefore, I will vote not guilty. Like, that's the way juries are supposed to work.
First of all, sir, let me just say this. It's way impossible that he's going to go to jail. That's way impossible to me. But second, sir, you're proving my point about the two different justice systems. This man actually committed crimes. I don't need to sit on the juror a lot of times, but if I had to sit on the juror. Trump is already guilty. He already did this shit. It's not that he didn't do it. He did it. It's just, is juror believe that he did it? That's all that matters, right? But listen, the other part about this is that can people be honest about what he did? I don't think that there's enough people that be honest. Even on that jury. They're going to look at what Trump did, and they're going to try to put themselves in that situation if they was rich and all that other shit. And the crazy part about it is, it's where the bias come in. These people can't put themselves in that situation because they never been rich. So they're going to look at that shit or what Trump did or whatever, right? That, this is my honest opinion, they're not going to convict him because if I was rich, they probably do the same thing to me because they have this illusion of what the elite is, right? But the whole same time, Trump is a part of the elite. He's been a part of the elite for a long time. But these people may think like, hey, we done seen a lot of people that have been elite, that have been elite people, the government made mistakes on. Law enforcement made mistakes on. That's why they probably want to convict him. They won't convict him. I'll be very shocked if they do it. Hey, I'm okay. I'm happy about it. But I just don't think they're going to do that because of the elite status. And I think a lot of stupid people that's not elite will look at that shit as like, you know, what if I was the elite? Well, you're not. And you know the difference. But they don't want to use rationality shit. They don't want to just look at look at the evidence. We live in this polarizing country that where in a society where people really truly think that you know the rich get away with what they get away with, and they do. They really truly do. Let's go to a quick commercial preview. We'll be right back. All right, people, back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get live streams. We go live. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel? It's down there scrolling below. Make sure you guys hit the like button, people, when you go in and out of this live, or when you watch it later. And make sure you guys share the videos, man. It keep the movement going. But yeah, people gotta understand. It's not. Listen. One thing about me, as getting information about what Trump did outside of social media. Do I think he's guilty? Yes. But I want to listen to the evidence. And that's how I prove my point or understand the situation. I need to hear all the evidence. And so when I finally hear all the evidence, and then I make a decision like that. That's why I said, like, I don't know if Trump is guilty or not. But outside in social media and all that other shit, Trump is guilty. Right? He's just guilty to me. But I don't know if he's guilty. Not 100%. I don't know that. My own personal feelings or how I feel, that shit is irrelevant. But let's move on.
Supposed to work. I don't know if juries are supposed to work. Thinking of the OJ trial, I'm reminded of that old, Dennis Miller joke that if you ever go on trial, your fate is in the hands of 12 people who couldn't get out of jury duty. And of course, they won't take Charlie Cook because he knows too much about everything to be put on that jury.
Okay,
So,
okay, sir. Well, you proved my point of bias. If you're saying that these people can't get out of their own way and they can't separate themselves from whatever their biases is, then okay, you're proving my point about the justice system. The justice system is corrupt. The justice system is not fair. They saying the same shit that black people say. But now that he's white, now they agreeing with us. It's just weird shit, man. But anyway, let's move on.
so
And then they'll be thrown by his British accent. They're going to know he's too smart for them.
My suspicion is that this will actually not be a huge impact on the 2024 election. I think everybody already knows what they think of Trump. Those who love him. Those who hate him.
No,
Trump,
actually it will. That's a lie. It actually will. Let me tell you why. Because if Trump get locked up, it will, and I'm going to be honest about this. My opinion, if Trump get arrested, he got to go to jail. Regardless of the political shit, he will lose voters. But number two, he will spark voters to go to the extreme. The damn near fight against the government. You thought January 6th was one thing. That shit will happen again. Honestly, I'm telling y'all. His support that's irrelevant to me. The actions of that shit, of his supporters, matters. If Trump get convicted and he go to jail, he's in jail. Listen, they will flip the fuck out. His supporters will flip out. They're just waiting for a trial. Right? Because I know I got connections to certain people that work in law enforcement and the FBI and all that shit. I'm telling you, they're worried about this. They're worried that if Trump get convicted of what these people going to do. The only difference is that they got eyes on them. But not all of them. So, that is the difference. If Trump get convicted, all hell gonna break loose. People can sit there and pretend, oh no, this ain't gonna be no big thing. Yes, it will. If Trump get convicted of any of these charges that he got coming up, and he can go to jail for, that cult is gonna flip the fuck out. I'm telling you that now. That civil war that they always talk about, that's what they're waiting on. They're waiting for Trump to get convicted. They're waiting on it. They're waiting on this shit. So for him to be sitting out there, not that big of a deal. Okay, cool. You keep thinking that, because you may not get out there and do some of the shit that the crazies that y'all provoked and get them all upset and riled up, because you ain't gonna do what they can do. But it is people out here that fuck with Trump like that will do that. I'm telling you, militia groups. It is white supremacist, terrorist militia groups. They are ready and they are ready to go. I'm telling y'all. They just need this last thing to get them fired up to go. I'm telling you. Let's move on.
If Trump is acquitted, I don't think too many Trump critics will say, well, I guess he's not such a bad guy. And if Trump is guilty, I doubt you'll see that many, really, if any. I just have a hard time believing there are people who are totally on board with Trump, but not if he falsified business records and payments to his mistress back in 2000.
So I've heard you say that. I've heard you say that on the editors, and
that's a lie, and that's bullshit. It is plenty of people saying, fuck that shit. In the government, all them politicians, they do it. They do exactly what Trump did, but they mad at Trump. It is in that cult. See, they don't understand. They don't. I think they don't even think they in a cult. Like, nigga, people, listen, people do care. But I'm telling y'all something. Trump get arrested for any of these criminal charges, he got to go to jail. Nigga, they gonna flip out. You gonna have more than the January 6th shit. The government need to be on their toes. Because these motherfuckers are gonna really try to take over the country. They're gonna try to break this nigga out. I'm telling y'all. Everybody think, oh, Kenny, you over-exaggerating. Okay, keep thinking that. I wasn't over-exaggerating about the January 6th when I told you this motherfucker was going to leave quietly. Did I tell you that? He was going to get riled up. He was going to rile these people up, and they was going to do something stupid. What happened? They did it. Right? Now, did I know that they was going to go to the extreme of what they was going to do? No. Now, I'm telling you this now. I know this for a fact. I'm telling you, if Trump get arrested for any of those charges, he got to go to jail. They are going to start a civil war. These are facts. They are not, they love Trump, nigga. Trump can do whatever the fuck he want to do. They don't care. They don't even believe in democracy no more. Trump supporters don't believe, listen to them. They don't believe in democracy. They believe about oppressing others that don't look like them or believe in what they say. If it's a religious thing or if it's a white thing, they just don't care. Let's move on.
I also think the trial is unlikely to have a big impact on 2024. It's unlikely. But I can't get past the polls that say I'm wrong. You know, that say, no, there's almost half of independents and almost 1/3 of Republicans who say if he's a convicted felon, it does change my view of him. And I realize if you get granular on it, well, convicted for what? Falsifying business records about a hush money payment? It sounds less powerful than obstructing justice or violating the Espionage Act. But what if they mean it?
First of all, Megyn Kelly. If you did what Trump did, your ass will be on trial. And you not big as Trump. You don't have the power that Trump has. So for you to kind of poo-poo this shit to the side that if he did this shit and they find him guilty of it, it's serious. Why are you trying to poo-poo that shit? Anybody regular citizen do what Trump is accused of doing, you're going to jail. And half of them of us can't even post a bail. We know this for a fact. So listen, Megyn Kelly, that's all propaganda that you're doing. Listen, he's in trouble. Now, do I think he's gonna get convicted? My opinion, on a percentage wise, 60%. Yeah, I think he's in trouble. But over 40, no. I think that Trump will get away with it. I truly think that 40%, I think he'll get away with it because of his status. I truly believe that. So it wouldn't shock me that he get off. What will shock me is that he get convicted. He get found guilty. That would shock me. Because I know how the game goes. Megyn Kelly know how the game goes. She knows she can't do some of the shit that Trump did. She knows that. And she ever did a day in her life. And she's beneath Trump. She's not even on the level of Trump. Her ass going to jail. The fuck out of here.
Mean it. You know, that's what I can't get past. What if those voters actually mean it? No. Just convicted felon is enough for me to say it's an embarrassment to the United States and I'm not voting for it. I know you and I both think, they don't really mean it here, but they might.
Yeah, I think that there's a certain person who does not like admitting that they would still vote for a convicted felon. and or kind of this sense of like, well, if somebody's convicted of a felony, you should not vote for them, right? This idea of like they don't think of themselves the same way as a good person, that they are somehow giving their blessing to this person, to this the presidential nominee, and what they may have done in the past. I just have a hard time believing.
Means nothing to me. Because I believe that everybody in life has did some immoral shit. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. To me, I believe in karma like that. All the fucked up shit I did, nigga, that came back to get me. And not in a way that everybody else think. I struggled through a lot of my adulthood because of a lot of fucked up shit I did when I was young. And I didn't get to this point of realizing it, you know, to the point that where I do realize it. Listen, I never sit here and act like I'm a perfect dude or some shit like that, but if I do some fuck shit, now that I know better, like fully know better. See, at a certain point in my life, I didn't know no better, right? I knew somewhat of the consequences, but I didn't know no. But as a grown-ass adult, I know better. And it's for the time where I'm in. Nigga, anything I do, I know what comes with that. If I kill a nigga, I do anything, I know what comes with that. If I mislead or steal or rape or, you know, do all the fuck bad shit, I know better. I know better. I'm a grown-ass man. I know better. So I know what's coming. But when you, like Trump, and you ain't never been stopped, like nothing seriously happened to you for you to understand that, hey, that shit ain't cool to do. That's not good. If you're not somebody that have ever happened to you, regardless of how old you are, if you never had any, you know, no consequences of what you did, you're going to continue to do what you do. You ain't going to see nothing wrong with it. These are facts. These motherfuckers sit out here and try to pretend to like, oh, you know, Trump doesn't understand what he's going through. Partly he don't. But the other part is he does. Because if you do bad shit to people and there's no consequences for it, then you continue to do it. You will continue to mistreat people and harm people. It's just facts. And I have the experience in that. Nigga, when I did shit to wrong to people, wasn't a lot of consequences. I got lucky. When I knew, hey, I do this shit, yeah, this gonna be what it's gonna be. But I didn't give a fuck. So you gotta understand, when I tell y'all I was a borderline psychopath, I was. I ain't gotta lie about that. These are facts. I was a borderline psychopath. Nigga, I knew what I was doing to other people. I knew, you know, the full of, not the whole full effect, but some of the effects that I could have, but I didn't care. That's what a psychopath is. That's what a borderline psychopath is. They know that this shit can hurt and harm people. They don't give a fuck about that. I was one of them. So when I tell you about the Trump shit and I tell you about some of these people that do stupid shit, nigga, I got the experience in it. I was a borderline psychopath. I know goddamn well this shit was wrong, but did I care? Fully? Did I care fully? No, I didn't. I did it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. You know why? Because I thought I can get away with it. So when I speak truth to y'all, speak truth to power, and I tell y'all about people that off, nigga, I was off. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't sit there and lie. Oh, you know, I wasn't off. No, nigga, I was off. I was a bloodhound. I was crazy. I was out my goddamn mind. I know better. I knew better. But a part of me couldn't comprehend a lot of shit. But I did know what I was doing. How this shit was going to affect people. I know that. I just didn't give a fuck. See how a former psychopath nigga think? I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck. Regardless of my reason, I still didn't care. And these niggas these motherfuckers sit out here act like they don't understand what a psychopath is. A psychopath is what they are. You know what you're doing. A part of you don't give a fuck. Because you going off of, a lot of times psychopaths go off of how they've been treated. That was me. I was a borderline psychopath. Wasn't a fully one, but I was there. I was in that range of it. I didn't give a fuck. And I knew it was wrong. But I didn't care because a motherfucker did something to me. I didn't care. So I was willing to do all the crazy shit that a motherfucker would do to me. I always tell you, I always think twice about what I can, if a motherfucker do something to me. I always think twice about it. But when you're a psychopath like that, you don't think twice about it. Nigga did something. You live by a certain code and you rule a certain way. That's Trump. He doesn't understand. Listen, he understands that. He just doesn't give a fuck. He's a psychopath. He's a borderline psychopath. He don't give a fuck. Even the Trump supporters, they don't care. They're borderline psychopaths them damn selves. They out their goddamn mind. Because they know better. See, that's the thing. They know better. When you know, nah, I can't do that. Regardless of how I feel about somebody, I can't do that. If you don't have that thought process, then you're a fucking borderline psychopath. Or you are a psychopath. You don't supposed to do what somebody does to you. And they talk about morals and all that shit. Nigga, listen, Republican Party, you don't have no morals anymore. What are you talking about? You're willing to do anything to keep power. Let me break some shit down to y'all very clearly, right? We're going to leave this at this. When I was out in the streets and shit, I had power in the streets. I did a lot of shit. And authority. I had it. And I used it in a bad way. I won't never lie about that. I did a lot of fucked up shit. I ain't even gonna lie. Let me explain something to y'all. When you understand that, and you understand who you were, what you was doing, you know that you shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be treating people a certain type of way. You know better than that. Right? As you genuinely get older. Some of us can't genuinely get older and change. Some die. Some go to jail. Because they ain't had a chance to understand, hey, I was a fucking psychopath. I lost my damn mind out there. Some people, that's not their destination of somebody like me. But I know better. I knew better then. I know better now. Now, fully did I? No. Of course not. But I did a lot of shit on some psychopath shit and wanted to hurt people on purpose. And people probably sit back like, you hurt the community. At that time, I didn't know and I didn't give a fuck. These are facts. So for people to sit out here and act like give these type of people passes, like you shouldn't give me a pass. If I thought that like that at the process, I didn't give a fuck. Regardless if you think I knew or not, but I didn't care. So when people don't care about other people, you are a fucking psychopath. That is what it is. Do not sit here and pretend that you're somebody better. Because I know what a psychopath looks like. I was one of them. I was partly a psychopath. A motherfucker that lost his damn mind. I know that for a fact. So when people sit out here and they pretend, oh, he ain't really like, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Or yes, she is. It is what it is. And you trying to sit there and try to defend that, it's nothing to defend. You know better. You know, listen, at a certain point, you know better. If you get to that point in your life and you get spared your life and it ain't your time or whatever it may be, you know better. You already know better. That's why I changed my life, because I knew better. It took me a minute to fix some shit or try to get my life together, but I knew better. I was a horrible human being. I was a fucking psychopath. Listen, a part of my psycho shit is still a part of me. You fuck with me and my family, I kill you. I ain't gonna think about it. That's why I ain't the nigga that I don't play. You play with mine, nigga, I kill you. But that's all come from me being a borderline psychopath. I kill you, I ain't even gonna think about it. I mean, I ain't saying I'm gonna think about it, I'll think about it later. But I ain't, at the time I'm gonna do it, I kill you. You play with mine, I kill you. And it's not a scare tactic or none of that. Nigga, I don't play like that. But I always try to make sure I don't get in those type of situations. Because I know better. I know what I'm capable of doing. I know what I would do to a motherfucker. I know that. I've been there, so I know. But I don't want to go there. That's why I love peace. That's why I love helping others and taking care of the people. I love doing that. Because I already know who. Listen, at the end of the day, at my core, I can't speak for everybody else. At my core, I kill you, you fuck with me and mine. I come from that. I told you, I ain't changed that much. People think I changed like that. I ain't changed like that, nigga. You fuck with me and mine, nigga, I kill you. You play with mine. And see what happens. It's not a threat. It's just something, it's a promise to you. I don't play like that. Because I ain't out trying to do nothing to you, but you got people that will do it. They will try to hurt you. You know what I mean? So, that's how I move. But everybody ain't me. Motherfuckers sit there and they try to pretend, oh my God, you know, Kenny tripping. I ain't tripping, nigga. You don't come from my lifestyle. You don't come from it. So you can't tell me how to think about that. I'm a good dude. I know that. But, nigga, if I got to get violent and I got to go to that route of doing some shit, you fuck with me and mine, nigga, that's a whole nother different level. And I ain't scared to go there. I don't want to go there, but I ain't scared to go there. Because I will go there. You fuck with me and mine. As long as I'm living and breathing. I don't play that shit. I ain't these motherfuckers that sit there, oh, it's God-like and nah, nigga. That ain't me. I'm who the fuck I am. I come from where I come from. I don't play that bullshit. You fuck with me and mine, I kill you. That's how that goes. It ain't a threat. It's a promise to you. I don't give a fuck what your status is. I don't give a fuck where your status may be. Fuck with me and mine, I kill you. That's how that goes. And it depends what the situation is too. I want to make that clear. Depends what the situation is. But yeah, nigga, I don't play like that. Cause I don't see the crazy shit about it. That's not my mentality to go fuck with other people and fuck with their family or fuck with them. Try to hurt their family. That ain't what I'm trying to do. I don't listen, if I disrespect you, I still don't want to bring harm to your family. I'm not on that. I grew up in a different generation. I don't play that shit. I don't fuck with kids and I don't fuck with wives and all that shit, nigga. And listen, I don't wish harm on people. That's not my thing. But if you cross that line with me, then that let me know that's what I gotta do. At the end of the day, nigga, I'm me. My shit ain't never changed in that. You fuck with my people, I kill you. You can ask my family, you can ask my wife, you can ask anybody. Family members that I ain't cool with no more. You ask them. Friends of mine. You ask them about me. I'm always been like that. I ain't the most thoroughest nigga out in the world. Try to pretend I'm thorough. But you fuck with me and mine, I kill you. I don't play like that. Because I don't play with other people like that. I don't play with their lives. I don't play with their family lives and shit like that. But we live in a society where people want to play like that. But I don't play like that. I kill your ass, you play with mine. Understand that. I'm not this new millennium nigga in that way. You fuck with me and mine, I kill you. That's how that goes. And I don't give a fuck if the feds watch or the police watch or anybody watch. My wife, to this day, she know that about me. You play with my family? You play with that shit like that? Okay, cool. And mind you, my wife ain't never seen me as no gangster nigga. She got me when I was getting out the game. So understand. You don't really know me. My wife don't really know me like that to the extreme of where I would take some shit. She don't know that. And I love her for that, and I appreciate her. But no, nigga, you play with me and my nigga, come my daughter, nigga, I kill you. I don't play around with kids. I don't do that shit, you know what I mean? Nigga, if I'm mad at you or whatever the fuck it is, I don't threaten or play around with people's kids. I don't play that shit. I grew up in a different generation. You don't play that shit. I don't give a fuck about this new generation or old generation or whatever fucking generation it is. You play with my kid, you talk about doing something to my kid, nigga, we got a problem. That's how that goes. Motherfuckers sitting around here trying to pretend, you know, they just saying some shit on the internet. I don't give a fuck. I don't play like that. I don't play. You don't disrespect my kid. You don't disrespect my wife or my inner circle. You don't do that. Because I ain't going to never do that to you. I don't want no harm to happen to nobody. But you play with mine, I kill you. See, that's the difference between me and you. You play. I don't play. You play around my motherfucking kid, play around my inner circle, or I kill you. These are facts. This ain't nothing that you got to go to the FBI about or the law enforcement about. These are facts. So law enforcement can know it. This is how real that's going to be. So when I kill your bitch ass for playing around with my people, then that's how it goes. I don't play like that. I'll let you know what my status is. So you ain't got to think about it or worry about it. You already know where I stand. It ain't about being intimidated. Because, listen, I don't want no man, no woman to ever be intimidated by me and vice versa. Excuse me. But you play with mine, nigga. Okay. That's why I don't understand niggas be sitting out here playing with people because you dislike them. You want to wish harm on them. You want to threaten them and shit like that. Get the fuck out of here. I don't do no shit like that. Fuck with mine and play with mine and see what happens. I come from a different generation. Fuck with mine and play with mine and see how that goes. This ain't even a discussion I'm having in my mind. I'm gonna do that shit to you because in fact you playing with mine. And I don't play with people's family. Regardless if I like them or dislike them or not. I don't play with people's family. I don't wish harm on you. So you play with mine and wish harm on me, the little death threats and all that shit, I get them a little bit. I wish you would. Play with me and see what happens. See, that's how that goes. See, I ain't these new niggas. I'm old school nigga that living amongst new shit. But I'm a different breed nigga. I will fuck you. Listen, I will smash on you motherfuckers. These are facts. That's why I don't even be understanding niggas scared. I ain't scared of shit. However, these motherfuckers that give out threats and shit like that, they ain't been to war. They ain't been in no war. These motherfuckers are just who they are. They ain't been in no fucking war. Where niggas, they tell you, I'm gonna kill your peoples. I'm gonna kill people around you. And they mean that. And they stand on it. And it does happen. Some of the times. So, you motherfuckers ain't scaring me on the internet. Ain't nothing to be scared of. You gonna do what you gonna do it. You better kill me. See, you better kill me. See, if you kill my peoples, understand, I kill your whole fucking family. That's how that goes. See, you fucking with the wrong nigga. I'm a pretty boy nigga. I'm a good dude and shit like that. But nigga, you fucking my family. You go ahead and see what happens. That's how that go. They ain't trying to be intimidating, trying to be tough. I know me. I don't give a fuck. A lot of motherfuckers don't know me. But I'm me. I know what I would do. I know what I'm capable of doing. I know what I will do. Fuck what everybody think or what I can and can't do. Okay, play with me like that. I ain't never scared. Never. One thing you want to take away from me, who I am, I ain't never scared of no nigga. No person, no individual, no race. I ain't scared of nobody. We all die this bitch. So play with me and think that I'm scared. It was crazy, right? Because my wife came to me last night. She was like, somebody broke into the cars or whatever. I said, it ain't our cars, so we weren't about it. Motherfuckers ain't locking their doors. They not putting the type of security they got up. You know, there ain't nobody breaking in our cars though. And I care about my neighbors and shit like that. Don't get that twisted, but I'm just saying. There's a difference. Niggas ain't breaking in out shit, because I know better, nigga. I lock my doors. I do what I do. And that's saying, you going and bring in my car, nigga, ain't nothing in there. You can get some cologne. You can get some cologne in there. Ain't shit in there. But it seems like these niggas that go around in the community and steal in people's cars, they go to the right people. But they don't go in out shit. I'm not saying it ain't happened to us, but nigga, I learned from it. Nigga, you okay, play with me. And if I catch you riding in my shit, I'm gonna shoot the shit out you. I'm not playing with you. Fuck out of here. I always tell people I ain't scared of shit in life. Never scared. I ain't never scared. And it's not on no Tuck Tony shit. I ain't never scared because life, nigga, you can die dead tomorrow, nigga. And nigga can shoot me either dead tomorrow. A nigga ain't gotta shoot and kill me. Nigga, I can go to sleep and don't wake up. Fuck I fear another motherfucker for. Why? I don't fear you niggas. I don't fear nobody. And died just going to sleep. Fuck, I care. I mean, I ain't say I don't care, but like, it's like, why would I fear somebody? Excuse me. I move where I move. I understand where I'm at too. I understand you being social. I get that part, but and I move a certain type of way. But nigga, I ain't scared of nothing. Fuck, I'm scared of. Yeah, my wife told me that shit. I was like, that's because they don't lock their doors. They think they live in the fucking neighborhood that everybody's trustworthy. Fuck out of here. Nigga, I lock my doors. Hit my shit. Hit my shit. We got people that live in our community that think, oh, yeah, okay, cool. You think that, all you want. Listen, I don't wish that happened to them, of course not. But nigga, we probably would have reported them. My mom was like, oh, call the police. I say, but you got their faces? No, they had masks on. Okay. Ain't nothing we can do. Only thing we can do is go over there and tell our people that live in our community, lock your goddamn doors. Make sure you lock them. Well, we can't go over there and tell them to press charges or do anything. Or my wife couldn't call the police. For what? How you gonna call the police? You don't know what they look like. They got masks on. People gotta stop acting like they live in this weird ass fantasy life. I done seen niggas get away with murder because they had shit. I done seen niggas get away with murder because they had a mask on. My own homies. Won't never name them, but I done seen it. Nigga had a mask on. Nigga, don't know it was him. Okay. I got you on the camera, but your face ain't on it. How can I say you did it? Let me say this too. Right? See, this is where my humanity as a person come in at. These motherfuckers stealing. They wanted to go steal or whatever they did. What we doing as a community? They hurting. No nigga steal unless they're a psychopath to just steal and do what they do. Right? A lot of times people hurting out here, man. You know what I mean? They ain't got nothing else coming their way. So motherfuckers sitting out here, they stealing. What we doing? As people that we got a little something. What we doing? I ain't saying I'm rich like that, but nigga, if we came together and we help people and do some shit, maybe we can stop all this shit. People do shit for a reason. I never stole like the shit I'm talking about. I never did that. But I'm just saying, I don't dismiss them either. People steal for a reason. I'm not saying I'm okay with it. And I don't like it because I don't like a thief. But sometimes it's a reason for niggas that steal. It's a reason why they stealing. You know what I mean? It's a reason why people steal and take shit. What we doing? Yeah, we all good. We all out here. We got our life good. We all fine. We ain't got to do none of that shit. They bad people. Okay, cool. Motherfuckers ain't doing nothing to help. What we doing to help? Yeah, we good. We ain't doing none of that shit. But what we doing to help? Collectively as our black folks. What we doing? We got some of our young folks out here stealing and shit. How you feel good about that? Our black people out here, our young black people out here stealing from us. Yeah, it hurt I get that. But the other part is that niggas is stealing and they look like us. Why do you feel like they got to steal from us? It's a reason. What we doing? Nobody want to talk about that though. We just want to talk about how bad they are. They stole from us and shit like that. See, I'm about solutions. I'm about fixing shit without people, regardless if they good or bad. See, that's what I'm on. Everybody want to say, oh, they stole, Kenny. They stole from me. I don't give a fuck. I can get that shit back. I'm good. I'm in a different position. Some people can't get it back, and that's the problem, and I get that. Right, but, yeah. Understand that those, whoever they were, they stole. It's a reason they was out there. I'm not agreeing with what they did. I'm not saying that it's okay that they stole and did what they did. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's a reason for it, though. It's a reason. Them niggas stole from us because we the black motherfuckers that got a little something and they ain't got it. What we doing? What we doing? Are we helping? Or are we just saying how bad they are? What we doing? So when I hear about shit like that, when always told me about that shit happened, that made me, you know what? I didn't get mad at them. You know what I did? I say, I gotta do more. I gotta do more for my people. We always focus on the bad shit. And I get what they did, but I need to do more. For these niggas to do that, then nigga, they hurting out there. I've been there. Not in the way of like I did what they did, but I understand it. Let's take a quick commercial break. People, we'll be right back. All right, people, back from a quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get live streams when we go live. This your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.